how do you have a better conversation with someone when the habits you get into are probably going to take you down the same road? And the one I came up with is called pause, Pause. P, stay present. Don't worry about that it's going to happen forever. Don't worry about all the times it's happened in your relationship right before. Don't worry about how it happened to you as a child. Don't get stuck in your own PTSD of what it felt like in the past, but actually take a breath and bring yourself present to what's going on. The word I was going to use next was aware, but my client who I was talking with said be authentic. So I liked authenticity, meaning notice the parts of you that try to placate and hypervigilantly take care of everyone else's needs and try to filter or figure out how to say what you're going to say. Give yourself permission to be authentic. And then understand you. Understand that you have parts that are triggered and the other person has parts that are triggered. And just taking a breath gives you a little more distance from the automatic reaction so that you can respond with S, more sensitivity, both to what you're feeling and to what the other person's feeling. So be present, authentic, understanding, sensitive, and of course, my favorite E1 is empathy. Meaning, first you have empathy, compassion for everything that you're feeling, everything that you've lived through, every thought, every feeling, every experience. Show that empathy to yourself. And then expand that empathy to the other person, because they too have a history that you don't know where they came from. Everybody's doing their best, and you can both learn a new way to relate to each other. And if the other party can't learn or won't learn a new way to relate to you, you may have some decisions you need to make about whether to stay or go. And in all my experience, I found that having the courage to say you're ready to go is what your other party needs to hear sometime to actually pay attention. So don't be afraid to speak for that part too. So pause, be present, authentic and aware, understanding, sensitive and empathetic. And only because I wrote this one down, because we talked about peace. Here we go, I'm on a roll. Deep breath, peace. Again, be present. 2, be willing to change the energy between the two of you. See if you can get to your higher self, and I'm going to show you how to do that in a moment. And speak for your parts instead of from your parts. So even if there's a part of you that's angry, you don't have to sound angry, because when you're in your higher self, they can still relate self to self with you. So be present, be willing to change the energy. Again, accept yourself, accept the other person. You're both doing this best you can. Have compassion and empathy. So pause to have peace. And those are some of the acronyms that I'm working on now. Let me be specific as to what you can go find. Number 1, this is the Compassionate Communication Care Kit. You can go sign up for it. It's got a relationship assessment in it that allows you to kind of see where you are in your relationship right now. It takes you to my guided meditation to get to self, which is a 5-minute, we started to do a little bit about it, but it actually helps you relate from your higher self to yourself and to others. It talks about compassionate communication. And what I mean by compassionate communication is we connect to our best self, let go of our limiting beliefs and judgments, unburden pain from the past, and relate from our heart. And then there's a roadmap for either professionals to learn this process or for those of you in a relationship to come from your best self, create a compassionate relationship, understand that you have options, get more familiar with your finances and your rights and responsibilities, and then create the relationship you truly desire and deserve. So you can get that in the care kit. If you're a professional or want to learn how to do this as a coaching certification, get the roadmap at lindakroll.com roadmap. That's an outline of the compassionate mediation process with a video. And then you can go to lindakrollbook.com and get a free chapter of the book, which talks more about self in parts and how to relate from your higher self. We're almost out of time. I want to put you all back on. Grab the chat link. You can use it now, you can use it later, as long as the spaces are available. We'll chat for 15 minutes about whatever I can help you with. So final thoughts before we close.
I really liked what you said about speaking for our parts instead of from our parts. That was a big kind of aha for me. Just I mean, I know that we should never speak from the wounded part. Like I get all that, but for whatever reason, that just like really hit me like a ton of bricks. It's just another way of hearing it that went really deep within. So
that's an IFS.
You.
That's an IFS phrase. That's an internal family systems phrase. So there's a lot of wisdom in the process, and I'll share as much as I can. Thank you.
Yeah. So thank Cindy, you. This has been great. Thank you.
I'm so glad you came. Christine, always great to see you. That's Maria. You're going to see Maria a lot. Cindy, looking forward to, hopefully you'll take the 15 minutes. We'll continue the conversation. And I'm here next week, same time with Maria. So join anytime. And in the meantime, I look forward to staying connected with you all. Thank you so much for being here and for sharing so honestly.